Wow, a lot of information coming out of that press conference tonight. We learned some stunning new details about how they captured the suspect, Vance Belter. And I have to say, some of the things that stuck out to me in that press conference was that he was armed when they brought him into custody, that he was in their sights for an hour and a half, and that he crawled to them, and he was taken into custody peacefully.
Yeah, it sounds like they knew where he was at a certain point, and they just slowly closed in.
That a police officer saw him running into a grove of trees.
And they mentioned calling out to him, so that's kind of, just like you see on a movie, they call out the name of the suspect. They let him know that you are surrounded, like there's no getting out of this, to try to break the will of the person. Also stood out to me, undoubtedly the largest manhunt in state history.
Yeah,
big statement from Police Chief Mark Bruley there. 20 SWAT teams. I mean, usually if there is a SWAT team at a crime location, that's a big deal. So 20 SWAT teams is exponentially bigger.
And it's interesting, it sounded like they needed it to make that massive perimeter. You can see, those forests and these massive fields that they had to secure in order to kind of slowly bring him out. And as he said, it took about an hour and a half. We have investigative reporter AJ Legault on the phone with us now, who's been talking to his sources as well. A stunning press conference that we listened to just now, AJ. And I understand you have a little more information on that period of time and that hour and a half when they believed they had him in the woods and they were narrowing in on him.
Yeah, Julie, this didn't come out at the press conference we all just listened to, but what my sources are telling me is what led law enforcement to that specific area is a neighbor who spotted Bolter on a trail camera, like hunters would use in rural areas, or, landowners might have them up to spot trespassers. But that trail cam was what led law enforcement to that area. A neighbor spotted him and got a hold of law enforcement.
Yeah, it's stunning. And some of those trail cameras, you have to actually go out into the woods, take the chip out. Some of them broadcast it. It must be right into people's computers on Bluetooth. So
yeah, many of them have Bluetooth, and they're for spotting game. So a big deer goes by the trail cam, and the owner of the camera will get a picture sent right to his phone immediately. And I would surmise that's the type of camera we're talking about. It is a live, a Bluetooth feed from the camera to whoever it was that spotted him. It raises certainly interesting questions about the reward that was listed.
Yeah, the FBI offering a $50,000 reward.
Yeah, and one thing that really jumped out to me listening to the press conference was they said he was armed when he was taken into custody. We know from the criminal complaint that the vehicle that was left at Speaker Hortman's home after the murders there had 3 AK-47 assault rifles and a 9mm handgun in it. And then they also found a disassembled 9mm handgun when they were searching the area. So that's 3 rifles, 2 handguns at that scene, and he was still armed when they took him into custody. So we know he had quite the arsenal at his disposal when all this started.
I'm sure residents in Green Isle and that surrounding area were on high alert and wanting to do whatever they could to help law enforcement apprehend him. We're thankful someone spotted him on a trail cam. AJ Legault, thanks so much for providing those details for us tonight. An emotional night for lawmakers, for the governor as well. He mentioned off the top of the press conference this will end 2 sleepless nights. And of course, a family that we are thinking of right now is the Hoffmans. For them to have know that a suspect has been apprehended has been a great relief. And we know that they also put out a statement tonight that we want to read to you as we close out our coverage here tonight. There is never a place for senseless political violence and loss of life. We are devastated by the loss of Melissa and Mark, and our hearts go out to all those who knew and loved them both. We are always at our best when we unite together. I think that's a wonderful note to end our coverage on tonight. We, of course, will pick up coverage starting with sunrise tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m. But again, the suspect of the state's largest manhunt in state history has been apprehended tonight. 57-year-old Vance Belter, now in custody and being questioned as we speak. We'll bring you all the latest details as we receive them starting tomorrow morning at 4:30. Thanks so much for watching tonight.
Good night.